What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, if you are new, what I do here is I break down the occult sciences and I break them down to a very practical level so that you can simply use them and apply them in your day-to-day life and get real, actual results with what it is that I am teaching, simply by applying your observation and your awareness, okay, in a very practical way. Let me give you some clarity on who I am, just so that you know who you're getting this information from, which is very important. My name is Jeremiah Schwartz. I am a professional occultist. I am fully initiated in the entirety of the Kabbalistic tree. I'm studied when it comes to the 22 major arcana of the tarot deck, and I'm also studied when it comes to planetary energies in direct relation with astrology. Okay? So now we're going to move on into the topic of this video today, which is a topic I love to discuss. So basically what we're going to be talking about is the Elohim. Okay? We're going to be talking about the Elohim, the Elohim. Okay? What exactly are the Elohim? Okay, now I know for my fellow Gnostics that are listening to this, you should have a general idea of what the Elohim are. Okay, my real Gnostics out there who know who ElijahLight is. But even for people that are occult practitioners or people that are into occult studies, you should have a general idea, or at least an awareness, of what the Elohim are, which is basically a group of spirits. It's like a group of spirits, essentially. Okay? So primarily what I'm going to be talking about in this YouTube video is what exactly are the Elohim. Okay? Because when you get into certain occult literature, you do for sure come across Kabbalah. And if you get into studies on Kabbalah, you are for sure going to hear mention of the Elohim. So once again, what my agenda and intent for this video is to make it very clear on exactly what the Elohim actually are. Okay, before you go channeling and summoning or calling the Elohim to aid you in your everyday practices. So once again, if you want to know a little bit more about what I'm talking about, this is your video, so stay tuned. Okay, so the Elohim, the filth on the planets, the astral filth on our planet. So obviously right there, you know, I'm sort of giving it away. Okay, so the Elohim, that's exactly what they are. They are astral filth. And what makes them astral filth? Because they are fifth dimensional beings, extraterrestrial, interdimensional beings that do not care whatsoever in the natural process of human evolution. Okay? So the Elohim is a very similar concept and very similar in association with the ElijahLight from the Gnostics and what some of the Gnostic tradition speaks about. And it's very similar to the Archons. Okay, for those of you that don't know the Archons are the avatars on our planets who are possessed by this interdimensional, fifth dimensional extraterrestrial species known as the Elohim that causes mass chaos and inverted awareness on our planet. Exactly what you see today. So these are all different names that we can also associate to the Elohim. Okay, you have the Archons directly connected. You have ElijahLight directly connected. Okay, so obviously with that being said, The Elohim come up in Kabbalah very often, okay? And the Elohim are directly connected to Yahweh and to the Judaic God, which in reality is all governed by Yaldabaoth. Okay, so the Judaic God is under governance of Yaldabaoth, and the Judaic God stems and breaks into many different aspects. Okay, so there is an evil side to the Judaic God. Okay, and that side of the Judaic God that we know as Yahweh, the evil side of Yahweh, and Yahweh by its nature is already a war god. Okay, he's a warlike entity, a violent entity already, but the evil side of Yahweh would be Satan. Okay, that would be the evil face of the Judaic God. That's why in Judaic text coming from the Bible, you literally have God being Yahweh versus Satan. When in reality, both of these entities, Yahweh and Satan, are just different aspects of the same force, which is Yahweh. Or excuse me, not Yahweh, which is Yaldabaoth. Okay? Now, the Elohim, once again, being directly associated with Yahweh, Judaic influence, and Yaldabaoth, this is going to be another form in which this extraterrestrial, interdimensional, fifth dimensional species comes into our planet Earth and tries to harness human energy. How do you see this manifest? Well, there is certain types of occult literature. There is 100% sure Kabbalistic literature and practice that requires you to invoke Elohim, requires you to a degree, pray to, and to some degree, worship the Elohim as if it is an aspect of God. But we've already been able to draw back that God is Yahweh, which is an aspect of Yaldabaoth, being the creator. Yaldabaoth is the arch creator of anything Judaic, and that even goes down to the Judaic demons in the Kabbalistic realm, okay, which would be Satan. Okay, that's a Judaic demon. Samael, Lilith. Look at the Qliphoth, study the Qliphoth, and you'll find that all those demons are associated with Kabbalah. I know some of them have roots in different cultures, but they've been utilized from a Kabbalistic perspective for a very long time now. So they are considered, in today's time, Kabbalistic entities now. Okay, even though they may have been before that, this is what they are now. So long story short, as I was saying, Yaldabaoth is basically the creator of these energies. Okay? And when you think of Yaldabaoth, you can think of an archetype, right? You could think of a mass archetype that is being controlled by another species, an interdimensional species. And this species obviously has a very high level of awareness. This species may have even genetically modified us as human beings. This ties into the whole Anunnaki concept. Okay? The whole Nephilim, Anunnaki, Watchers concept, where there's another being that has genetically manipulated the human species to originally, at first, be a race that is slave-like in nature, is a race that harvests for this other, you could say, higher advanced species. So, long story short, obviously the human being, considering that this concept is true, the human being has evolved immensely since we've been genetically modified. Okay? And demons, dark energies, are very similar in nature. They have not necessarily genetically been modified, but they have been energetically created, Just like in the movie Eternals, when you have the deviants that start to gain their own intelligence and rebel against what created them and just start to feed themselves power and evolutionary awareness, demonic forces do the same thing because that's what dark energies do in nature. So this being, Yaldabaoth, being this mass archetype that was controlled to create what it is that is on our planet. This being Yaldabaoth can also be symbolic as a name of this extraterrestrial species, this interdimensional type of species. But we can call it Yaldabaoth. That's the archetype of it. Once again, comes through our planet in many different forms, and one of those main forms is the Elohim. Okay, now obviously, if you are new to this Yaldabaoth concept, and you're new to this concept of some sort of extraterrestrial, interdimensional beings, I should say, species that has been trying to control the human potential and also human life force. If you're new to this concept, then I would recommend, as you listen through this video, go through my other YouTube videos as well, because I discuss this over and over and over again through different videos, and over time it will start to ingrain within yourself and begin to make sense. Okay, you will be able to put certain pieces together and then make sense out of it for yourself. But once again, the Elohim is one of the primary names for this extraterrestrial, interdimensional species of being that wants to cause harm on our planet today. So when you get into Kabbalistic lore, Kabbalistic mythology, Kabbalistic practices, you're going to hear left and right of so much Elohimic influence. There's going to be people that are going to say you have to invoke the Elohim to control certain types of spirits. There's going to be people that say you need to have the guidance and the protection of the Elohim because the Elohim connects you to the God, which would be Yahweh. So once again, to keep it short and simple, the Elohim, yes, is directly connected to the Judaic God, which is Yahweh, which is under governance by Yaldabaoth, which wants to destroy the human population. And how does it destroy the human population? It sucks the energy out of the human population to feed itself. So the Elohim do the exact same thing. They are just another name, another aspect of this extraterrestrial, interdimensional species. So at all costs, if you're listening to this, what I would highly recommend is that you stay far away from anything Elohimic. Do not worship the Elohim. Do not pray to the Elohim. Do not believe what the Elohim have told you, because they're very well known to tell people that they are chosen. They're chosen to save the world. Okay, the Elohim are once again, another form of communication from this extraterrestrial species that oftentimes appears in an angelic form, because obviously, if you're a regular human being and you see something psychically for the first time that's angelic, as the ignorant human, you're going to think, oh my God, it's good. Immediately, that's your first thoughts. It's good because it's angelic. It looks like an angel. It looks like an angel and it's coming to me. It must be good. I must be important. I must be chosen, right? Not as if we're existing in a universe that's 96% dark energy and only a small sliver of light energy on our planet. It's not as if that there's something out there that may have psychic technology, or you could say interdimensional technology, that knows how to influence the human's consciousness to mislead them. That's not a chance. There's no chance that could be possible. And there's definitely no chance that, absolutely, there's no chance that with the universe being primarily 96% dark energy, there's nothing out there that's dark energy in nature trying to suck the human life out of our organic being, out of our organic planet. No, that's not a chance. There's no way that that's possible, right? Now, obviously, I'm being sarcastic. There is definitely beings out there that exist in the galaxy, in the universe, that have very high levels of occult, hidden, technological power because they understand transcendental science that we don't fully understand on our planet Earth. But obviously, if there's something harvesting energy from us, that definitely is a clear sign that there's something about us that is unique that they don't necessarily have. And that is what makes us so powerful. That would be our emotional energy, the ability to love something and to hate something at the exact same time. Just like you can love someone who treats you a certain type of way. You love the way they act, you love the way they look, you love the way they treat you, but then you hate the fact that they always wake you up in the middle of the night at 2 in the morning. Or you hate the fact that they never come out to visit you on the day when you're free. You can hate the fact that they have certain habits that you just can't stand. So this is a unique ability for our species as humans. Okay, and this is what's unique to anything extraterrestrial and interdimensional. So once again, the Elohim. There's a reason why the Kabbalah and Judaic teachings and influence is so profound and so powerful and is the primary operation of occult initiation. There's a reason why it's all based on this Kabbalistic initiatory system. If you go into any occult lore and literature, any occult studies, you are going to soon find out that the system of developing occult, hidden, psychic power is based on a Kabbalistic Judaic tree known as the Tree of Life, which in its root is not Jewish, it's not Judaic in its root, it's actually Egyptian and Atlantean in its root. But you will see that there is a huge Kabbalistic Judaic influence on Kabbalah in our today's time right now, so that's why I'm speaking about it. So you will see, riddled within anything Judaic and riddled within anything Kabbalistic, there is going to be certain types of traps, certain types of booby traps, because the people that have been running the planet, controlling the economy, which are no longer running the planet anymore, but the people that have been controlling the economy, the people that were trying to take advantage of the quote-unquote New World Order, they were Judaic blood. They were Judaic bloodlines, okay? The Rothschilds, royal families, inner Sanhedrin Jewish rabbis, okay? So this is why when you trickle down into the Judaic lore, literature, study, and practice, you are going to see tons of booby traps. It's because through Judaism is exactly how this Elohimic species takes control of our planet's multiverse. Okay, that's why the Jewish race, I'm Jewish myself, I have Jew in my blood, so I'm speaking as a Jew myself, technically speaking. I'm also a lot of other things, but I do have it in my blood, for sure, which is probably why I know so many of the inner secrets intuitively. But as I was saying, through the Jewish race is how these Elohimic species have been entering into our multiverse by forms of possession. For a quick example, I've mentioned it many times on my channel, John Dee and Edward Kelly. Who were they working for? The first Queen Elizabeth. What was she? Jewish bloodline. Trace it all the way back to the royal family today, Jewish bloodline. John Dee and Edward Kelly channeling Enochian angels, aka also known as Elohim. Through John Dee and Edward Kelly, the Elohim were communicating through 5-dimensional technology, being the crystal ball, the orb, and they did the bidding of the Elohim, which possessed Queen Elizabeth, to have them do certain occult acts and performances to basically hack the earth energies on our planet. And that's literally what you can see today. But right now in our today's time, things are actually crashing. The Elohimic structures, the Judaic structures even, are crashing. The hacking that they did back from John Dee and Edward Kelly and the first Queen of Elizabeth is now, in our today's time, crashing down. It's undone, obliterated, and turned into pure energy for people like myself that understand these high-level concepts and these high-level realities of what's actually going on. And there's more people in today's time that are starting to tap into the real perspective of what's been happening in our planet and on our planet. Okay? I do not know how you could be a successful occultist or how you could even be an occultist if you don't understand these principles. If you don't understand that there was something and that there is something interdimensional trying to harvest human energy that uses angelic forces, demonic forces, and you name it, all other types of dark energy forces, then I don't know how you would survive in this field. And the answer is you won't. Okay, if you don't know this truth and if you don't know this perspective, you won't make it in this field because you have to see what's really going on. I mean, it's not hard, right? Everyone here has questioned, why does the world look so fucked up? Why does everything look so inverted? Why is everything so upside down? Why is everything so backwards? So confusing? So challenging? Yet, I don't know why. It's because there was something interdimensional and extraterrestrial trying to literally take over the earth energies on our planet, which actually they were successful in for about 600 years roughly, until recently. I would say the last maybe 30 years, where there has been occultists like myself that have come down to earth as real life Nephilim and have just taken over the system as prophesied. Okay, literally as prophesied. This is all in prophetic literature. Okay, this was all prophesied. Okay, so yeah, long story short, the Elohim, you want to stay away from them. They don't look out for your best interests. They're going to lead you into doing things that are going to blow your energy field to bits. They're going to destroy you. And the main thing you want to know as to why they're going to do this is because they are the fifth dimensional, interdimensional, extraterrestrial species that disguises themselves as Elohim. So when you communicate with them, they may appear angelic to you, and you may think they're good because they tell you they're good, and you've been trained since birth to think angels are quote unquote good from Judaic programming, whether you want to agree with it or not. But I'm here to tell you that just because you may perceive that, and that may be your personal experience, just be ready for what actually happens to you if you work with these entities and you start serving them, or if you believe that's the true pantheon of how you're going to achieve your highest soul's potential. It's not. It's a pantheon. It's a mythology. It's a practice. Judaism is literally based on getting your soul shelled. Okay, and the highest level Kabbalists, the inner Sanhedrin Jews, they know this very well. They would look at me right now and be very proud that I understand their major truth. They probably wouldn't be very happy that I'm explaining it publicly on my YouTube channel, but they would be very proud that I know and that I found it out, which wasn't easy, but it's true. So the Elohim, once again, just because they're angels, just because they look good, like light beings, doesn't mean that they're actually not dark energies disguising themselves as something that is trying to take your soul and then shell it so that it can feed off your soul fluid, just like Neo when he took the red pill and woke up in a shell full of liquid. Okay? No coincidence there. So you heard it here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap it up here. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up. It is right down there. Very simple to do. Go do that. Also, make sure you hit the notification bell because I post videos as often as I can, and you definitely do not want to be missing out on this content, okay? Definitely make sure, most importantly, you come down here and you hit that subscribe button because I love to see my subscribers shoot through the roof. And if you feel like you've been watching my channel for some time now, or even if this is the first time, and you feel like it's given you some value, then I would highly encourage you to make sure you hit that subscribe button because that increases my channel. The more my channel increases, the more the information gets out there, okay? Now, I definitely want to say this for any of you that know anyone, family, friends, or have social media platforms, feel free to copy and paste this link, spread it, and share it to anyone that you know that may be interested in this type of hidden information, okay? And just new perspective in general. So feel free to share it. Let's spread this content like a wildfire, just like what's happening in Boulder. The next thing that I would like to say is if you would like to gain access to a private Facebook group, a private Facebook community where there very well may be like-minded individuals as yourself, definitely hit that drop down for the YouTube description and just scroll down a little bit and you will see a link that is titled Facebook Community. Click that link and then you can follow the breadcrumbs and it will literally take you to a private Facebook group where you can be around like-minded individuals. And oftentimes I will also post when it is that I'm going to be going live on YouTube to give you an extra reminder, okay? Now, the most important link that I would like to take you to is literally the first link in the YouTube description. If you hit the drop down, it's the first link. Right next to it, it says Patreon. Now, on my Patreon, I have an entire vault of exclusive content, information, and knowledge. Okay, it literally ranges from blog posts where I'm basically exposing and teaching some of the highest level occult truths, principles, concepts, and technologies that are being used in today's time. Very valuable. It ranges from live streams that I have on there. A lot of live streams, okay? If you like listening into the live streams. It ranges from Kabbalistic teachings, covering all the spheres on Kabbalah, being the Sephiroth and the Qliphoth, the day side and the night side. And it also ranges from tier 3 and up, an entire magic training course that takes you step by step to develop psychic power and capability in its literally most profound way. It is a course that takes a long time to go through, could literally take you months, but if you actually go through it, you will get the results from it. So anyone that's serious with their practices, that's something you want to take advantage of. Then it goes all the way up to tier 4, which is the highest tier of my Patreon. And this is going to be my most popular tier as well. And on this tier, it is called the Vampire Service. Okay, now what this means is that for anyone that signs up to this tier, what I do is a ritual on my behalf to all the new participants of this top tier, vampire tier, and I completely, using my occult knowledge and power, transform your entire energetic structure to be more universe B dominant, okay, so that you can pull in energy from chaos around you, increasing your power over time, increasing your evolutionary potential, increasing your ability to manifest through intent, and all of these different things. Simply by a service that I offer called the Vampire Service that I do on the 29th of every month. 29 because it links you into 11, which is the hidden sphere on the tree, which creates 100% manifestation. So everything about it is very profound. It is a very profound service. There is a reason why it is the top tier service and the most popular tier on my Patreon. And if you would like to gain those advantages in regards to the occult field, definitely look into it. Patreon link, first link in the YouTube description. I'm going to leave it there. I do want to say a huge shout out to all of the Patreon members that are part of the Patreon. I appreciate all of you, ladies and gentlemen, specifically for taking your knowledge and your practices to that other side. Okay. Now, the second link I would like to take your awareness to is within the drop down as well, right below the Patreon link. That is where you can book your own tarot card reading with me. Okay. I'm going to keep it simple. What I do there is I can literally pinpoint where you are on your own evolutionary journey. And when I say pinpoint where you are, I literally mean in regards to Kabbalah. So me being very well versed in regards to occult initiation based on the Kabbalistic tree, I can literally see where you're located, where your spirit is on that Kabbalistic tree, whether you're aware of Kabbalah or not. That's why it's the Kabbalah itself. The tree is in the shape of the genetic code because it runs through your blood. So you don't even need to be aware of it to be moving through it. So I can pinpoint where you are and then tell you where you're headed in your near and then long-term future and what to expect moving into that. So if you would like to take advantage of it, definitely do so. It is going to be the second link in the YouTube description. I'm going to leave it there. Now, for the next link I would like to take your awareness to is going to be the third link in the YouTube description, right below the tarot card link. And this is where you can simply become a YouTube member, and what you gain access to primarily is the ability to use the Psychic Warfare program, which is a program that I designed to be used in a format of using emojis, typing out emojis that are exclusive to the YouTube members that I've designed personally in the form of my tarot deck. And if you use them in a certain configuration, you can literally cause psychic damage to a target. Okay, I have an entire YouTube video that explains this process, because if I sat here and I explained it now, we'd be here for the next 30 minutes. So if you want to watch that YouTube video, you can find it on my public YouTube channel. It is titled, in parentheses, members only, followed by Psychic Warfare program. So if you're interested, go ahead and watch that YouTube video and educate yourself on how it functions. And yeah, if you would like to take advantage of it, definitely look into the third link in the description. That's where you can become a YouTube member. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap it up here. I appreciate all of you. And until next time, peace.